Hello guys, today we talk about the Blu-ray week videos. Yes, these videos that I put out. And yeah, these videos sometimes get absolutely hated and destroyed. Like with the Tenant video, 5 likes only for that video. But sometimes, a lot of these videos do get a lot of views on my channel. 1,000 views is not really a huge milestone anymore. I have like 60 to 70 videos, and now I get like sometimes now because of the cute videos, I get a video sometime most likely just daily over 1,000 views. But yeah, we're gonna go over the Blu-ray leaks, and there are more movies coming out. So, and this is the top 30 currently. Again, there are some movies that have just came out that will probably be on here. So we have several movies here that are here. So first is Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog has 3,964 views, almost has 4,000. I don't think it will probably eventually pass 4,000 views, especially when the second movie comes out. But this is supposed to be before the movie comes out on Blu-ray. I think that Sonic's not going to hold this record for much longer. I think the sequel will probably pass it, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, when this channel is even bigger than it was when the first Sonic movie came out. Okay, and we also have Spider-Man No Way Home. I know a lot of people are excited for that movie. That will probably pass it too. I think those are the only two movies that have a chance of passing it over the next year. Okay, don't think Luca will. Okay, Luca. Joker, Blu-ray, of course. That was the one that started it all. I know it was really Endgame and Shazam, but Joker was the one that really started it all. I put Shazam because both had like the same date. Joker Blu-ray release date. This one was the one that started it all. Okay, this video has 3,557 views, and Joker was a big, massive success. Okay, Sonic, a similar movie, okay, well, first of all, Sonic. Obviously, because of because of those movies that listen to the fans and stuff. And of course, Sonic was going to become a popular movie regardless. Yeah, Sonic was at number one, and Joker is actually despite the Sonic only goes like $350 million at the box office, but that was because of the pandemic. I bet it would probably passed like $500 million worldwide if it wasn't for the pandemic. It would still been a decent success, but Joker made $1 billion worldwide, and everybody wanted to see this. Again, the media was trying to scare people not seeing it, but people didn't care. And next is the most recent one, Godzilla vs. Kong. It will probably be the third video to pass 2,000 views. Again, Godzilla vs. Kong was the first actually big movie since, Sonic. Okay, I know Mulan's on here too, and Supernatural, which is a TV show. Endgame, of course, that's self-explanatory. It's freaking Endgame. I think problem with this video is it will got a lot more views if it actually came out on the day the movie actually came out, which was on April 27th. Frozen 2, of course, that was actually released on November 9th, and this one did pretty well because how overrated Frozen is, Dale. Supernatural season 15, that's a really popular TV show. Mulan, I'm surprised this one has this many views, considering how much hated the Mulan movie was. But yeah, Mulan has 1,095 views as well. So SpongeBob, Sponge on the 1,228. It's SpongeBob. That's really self-explanatory. This one had months to get views. Now it's actually coming out in July. So next is It's Chapter 2. Again, this movie was already like a month old when this video came out, but already had like 977 views on this video. I bet same thing if Endgame I released on the day it came out, it will probably ended up like 1.5 to 1.6. Next is The Mandalorian. This is actually still getting views because Mandalorian is not on Blu-ray. This is not on Blu-ray. I don't see it coming out anytime soon, unless Disney wants to get like a collector's edition. But this is still getting views. Not really anymore because really nobody gives a crap about Mandalorian after they fired Gina Carano. But yeah, The Mandalorian will probably end up over 1,000 views by the end of this year. Next is Tenet, of course, it's a couple of the big movies that came out. Wonder Woman 1984 surprisingly is next on the list. And here we go. This is what I talk about. Animated movies do disproportionately well because the next movie we have afterwards is Scoop. Which again, Scoop did have extra time because Scoop was supposed to come out in July, but for some reason they had pre-orders all the way back in April. Right? No, that was coming out in Blue. No, it was supposed to come out in May, but for some reason Scoop had pre-orders all the way back in April. Now it's put them out not because Wonder Woman 1984 did beat Scoop, but Wonder Woman 1984 also was similar to Scoop as well. They already had the thing for Wonder Woman 1984 on December 2nd as well. Next we have Turds of Prey. Surprise, that's so high. Again, it's probably because of the pandemic. There were no new movies as well. Joker, the second Joker video, Greyhound. Again, because of the pandemic, there were no new movies, so I just talked about it. Surprisingly, this had 792 views. This is probably not going to come out on Blu-ray unless they would just release a Criterion Collection or something like that. Trolls World Tour and Soul, and Wire and Croods and Spies in Disguise are all animated movies. Trolls World Tour still has... I just find if I had Trolls World Tour still has more views than Soul, Wire, and Wire. But Trolls World Tour has more views. Okay, Soul came out in March, and Wire just came out on Blu-ray, so that still has like 50 to 70 views left in it. Okay, as well. So Croods 2, that was another big major movie, November 20th, 2020, Spies in Disguise. That did pretty well, surprisingly, as well. Now I usually do it when the movies come out, so like when the movie comes out, because I can predict Blu-ray because I have understood the Blu-ray dates. Okay, Jumanji, not surprising, that was a very successful movie. Borat 2, well, because there was a lack of options to talk about, so we just talked about Borat 2 anyways. Down 1913 as well. That came out. It was an Oscar movie. Tom and Jerry, again, another movie that had... Tom and Jerry actually has animated in it, but it's at 490 currently. Dark Fate. Surprised Dark Fate had this many. Bad Boys as well, 466. New Mutants. Again, that was because of the lack of movies. That's why it probably had so many views, as well, because of the pandemic. Same thing with Artemis Fowl. It actually was not on this list, but because it doesn't have a actual Blu-ray release date, this is why it's so high on this list. And it's still in the top 30. But I think this movie is going to be dethroned relatively quickly, relatively easily. This is Artemis Fowl here. And I'm surprised they didn't release this on Blu-ray, but they released Mulan and Soul. That's why I was so concerned Disney would stop releasing movies on Blu-ray because of Artemis Fowl. I just think that Disney just forgot this movie because they have My Hero Academia, the movie. Demon Slayer didn't do as well as the My Hero Academia one. WandaVision, which is soon going to probably dethrone the next movie, the movie above it. Next is Onward. Another thing about Mulan and Star Wars Rise of Skywalker as well. Mortal Kombat. People just didn't like this movie. It only has 2 likes because Mortal Kombat is that bad. Mortal Kombat's that bad. It only has 2 likes. Murders and Mysteries of Evil. Snack Size Justice League has just passed Murders and Mysteries of Evil. I think as time goes by, this is going to get more views because this came out in the UK, but not in the USA for some stupid reason. I think they're going to try to milk more subscriptions out of it, but I think it's a stupid idea. Then you also have the second SpongeBob SpongeBob Blu-ray release date week, when the movie actually came out, The Mitchells versus the Machines. It's a Netflix movie, so I don't think it's going to come out on Blu-ray, but you never know. Bloodshot, Blu-ray release date, One and Only Ivan, another Disney movie, Onward. This is the second Onward Blu-ray week, because it's the first one. Second one will release today. Yeah, that's the first one. And this is the second one. Onward Blu-ray release date. But again, I still have done it when the movie actually came out. I think it got like 500 views for Onward. Joker, another Joker one. That's the Alita one. That was actually the first one, May 6th. 2019, Alita Battle Angel, because everybody wanted to know. All the Alita army wanted to know Alita Battle Angel's release date. Tenet, I think that's the second one. Knives Out, but Tenet was basically I asked for updates for that. Greenland, Freaky, Knives Out. Knives Out didn't get that many views. Knives Out didn't get that many views for such a cult classic it was. Greenland. The Empty Man, that's like a cult classic movie. Greyhound, second one. Bill and Ted Face Music had that many. Spiral, that one's got that movie came out I think a month ago now, and now it's getting so many views. I think the Blu-ray release date is gonna probably be announced at the end of this month. Cats is at 140. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is at 147. Nobody. Frozen 2, the second one. The Witches. There's a movie called The Witches. Charlie's Angels, that has 100 views. But that was in this channel, it was way small. Well, Doolittle, 102, and Wrath of Man, 101. So Wrath of Man is at 100 view club. 4 People Alley. Oh yeah, the original one didn't really get that many views because I misspelled the name. Yep, that's why. I misspelled the name. Dr. Sleep, Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Rugrats, yeah, that's gonna probably be in the top 30 relatively soon. That just can't. I'm surprised it's getting that many views considering it's an HBO Max show. Parasite, that video was actually demonetized, even though it's about a movie. Parasite. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Okay. No, Skywalker Saga. Green Mountain Fantasy Island, War of Grandpa. Oh yeah, this is what Demon Slayer is. Demon Slayer is at 71 views. The Unholy, Coming to America. I was surprised that this didn't get more views. Some night I'm surprised it didn't get more views. Arctic Dogs. The Final Tenant one, so we don't have to Castlevania Season 4. Some newer ones are here. Chaos Walking. Gemini Man only got 60 views. Arctic Dogs, Whistle Boo, Release Date Week. Greenland, Whistle Boo. Oh yeah, there was none for the Playmobil movie because the developers of that movie took down the video for some reason. That's the only video that got taken down. We have Jurassic World, Camp Cretaceous. Little Woman is at 54 views. It's not going to be beat out by a movie about a talking squirrel on Disney Plus. Nomadland. I'm actually going to see this one specifically. They get bumped like Parasite did. Nomadland, Blu-ray, and the... No, okay, so yeah, June. No, it really didn't. Didn't get bumped like Parasite did. Parasite got a big bump when it came out. You know, Nomadland. The Shrek 4K collection actually does exist now. Shrek does have a 4K collection. Quiet Place Part 2, 53 views. Spirit Untamed would be around here, but that's a newer one. Cruella is at 54 views. So surprisingly, Cruella has more views than A Quiet Place. Then we have Batwoman Season 2. Some of these other ones. Batwoman Season 2. Jojo Rabbit. 21 Bridges. I think this is the first Nomadland one. I covered this movie twice, actually. Nomadland twice. I covered it talked about it twice. Palm Springs. Surprised it didn't get the same wigs as the other movie, because this doesn't have a Blu-ray release date either. Zombieland Double Tap. Ava. Promising Young Girl, that got demonetized. The Craft Legacy. Last Call. Adam's Family has 20. I think that's confirmed, but that doesn't really have a lot of views. This is Amber release date leaked. Loki, 21. This is like a lot of these smaller movies. Flash Season 7 didn't get that many views. News of the World. Dream Horse has 18 views. Yeah, there's a lot of these ones. That's the original 4 people week. Sad. Of course, at the top about sad. Test only has 6. Plan B has only 1 view, but this was supposed to be a core classic, so I talked about it. Spirit's at 45 now. 45 views. Spirit Untamed. That's already at... It's actually higher than I thought it was. Spirit Untamed. It says 39 views here, so... It's apparently still underperforming, so... And Conjuring is definitely not doing well. Yeah, we have Plan B. Nobody watched it. It took 21 hours to watch this, but this is supposed to be a... Well, of course, the critics gave glowing reviews. But nobody wants to watch that, because nobody cares a crap about that movie. It's another woke pile of garbage. Why? Space Jam has won this. Who dislikes Space Jam? Fast 9, that's not out yet. I put the movies out by American release date here. That's why people like asking like, why is, for example, this is one of the comments for, what's it say? It was one for Hold the Transylvania 2-4. That is the feeder date for the movie. Okay. Same for the Boss Baby. The Boss Baby had a feeder date originally in September, but they moved it up to July. That's why the Boss Baby has the date of July 2nd. Same for the Forever Purge and Fast and Furious 9. Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe the movie. Hitman's Wife Bodyguard, June 18th. Luca, June 18th. As well. And I don't really do much about indie movies until like a week before they come out. Like Twelve Mighty Orphans is an indie movie. In the Heights, Peter Rabbit. I think Peter Rabbit would do the best out of 3. Because it has the most audience reach. But In the Heights might surprise me and end up have like 100 views. But yeah, Spirit already has like 45 views. Spirit already has 45. Friends the Reunion 68. Rugrats has 88. Madagascar 40. Ragnarok. And people, there is actually a, but I think there is a bias among at least people who watch my videos of anime and movies. Because some of the more view in top right is like 8 or 9 animated movies. Okay? And cartoons. So look at Rugrats and look at MODOK. Cram Cretaceous is another animated show versus Flash Season 7. Here. Here. I think the only R-rated movie to reach 1,000 views was Joker. Yeah, it was Joker. Joker's the only R-rated movie to reach that list. I don't know if Supernatural TV show is R-rated. It's Chapter 2 is the closest to the R-rated movie. Turds of Prey I think is rated R too. I call it Turds of Prey because it is turds. It's garbage. And the other R-rated movie is 9/17. I think yeah, 9/17 is R-rated movie. Bad Boys for Life is R-rated. I think. Dark Fate is R-rated, and New Mutants I think is PG-13 because Disney, of course. I didn't see New Mutants, so I don't plan on seeing it anytime soon. So. Artemis Fowl, My Hero Academia. Yeah, R-rated movies do worse with the exception, and Joker's like the only exception to it. Okay, and of course Spiral's doing well, which has 168 views or something like that. Quiet Place will probably start doing better over the weeks. But I'm surprised Cruella currently is outpacing, at least on here, because on the box office, Cruella is being destroyed by Quiet Place. Yeah, but Quiet Place is currently at 53 views. Yeah, this is the views for Quiet Place. And again, I don't think the early release date really matters because Soul had an early release date and that. And Quiet Place has 5 views in the last 48 hours. Was Quiet Place Part 2. Then we have Cruella. Who came out a week ago, and this is Cruella. Was views, Cruella is at 56 views and 21 in its first day. Cruella is at an estimated revenue of 0.8. And yeah, I think the biggest one out of all these movies that are rating is Black Widow and Suicide Squad and Space Jam: A New Legacy. And probably most of these movies will probably be pretty big. Peter Rabbit 2 will probably get like, I'm going to do predictions for these ones. Not Conjuring 2 because that came out already. Infinite will probably be around 100 to 200, but if it doesn't reach on Blu-ray, it'll probably get inflated. 12 Mighty Orphans will probably just be like a 10 to 20 view video. Peter Rabbit will probably make 300 to 500 to 600 views. In the Heights will probably make like 100 to 200 views. Luca will probably do similar to Soul. Okay. Hitman's Right Bodyguard. 200 to 300 views. Forever Purge, similar to Spiral, how that movie is performing. Or Quiet Place Part 2. Boss Baby, that'll probably get 400 to 600 as well. Probably even more at 700 range. Black Widow will probably reach 1,000 like Mulan. It's Space Jam will probably reach 1,000 too, considering that's like the original ones are called classic. Snake Eyes Theater or who knows, like 300 to 400 for that one. Hotel Transylvania 4, 600 to 700, and Suicide Squad over similar to Wonder Woman, 900 to 1,000. So yeah, that's basically it about this video. Goodbye.